Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Melissa. For those of you who've been around for a minute, hey, hi, welcome back. Let's talk fall bag trends that we are loving, that we are obsessing over. You know how I always tend to go loud and proud in my bags? Like my Chanel's are usually loud. I pick Birkin colors that are bright. I go Fendacci collections. I do the loud Louis Vuitton reverse monogram and the mini bags that nobody ever buys. This year I feel like I am toning it down like tenfold. It's not the quiet luxury so much because I still very much appreciate a logo. I know that the cleanness of the quiet luxury trend, a lot of people are saying, Mel, it's not a trend, it's a lifestyle. It's a trend, guys. I hate to say it. Yes, there are people that dress like that quiet luxury aesthetic all the time. I think it's more of like an aesthetic for them. The same way that logomania was already an aesthetic for someone that was already wearing logo everything. It just happens to be a popular aesthetic. That Laura Piana, Kate, Celine, Phoebe Philo aesthetic has always been around. It's just now it's popular and people are dressing. That is literally the definition of a trend. So as much as people say it's not a trend, I mean, logomania in that case is not a trend. Denim on denim is not a trend because there are always going to be groups of people that is their aesthetic. Quiet luxury is an aesthetic, but it was never a popular aesthetic, making quiet luxury now a trend. So I don't know if that logic makes more sense. A lot of people are like, Mel, it's not a trend, it's a lifestyle. And it's like, but that lifestyle wasn't popular before. The masses didn't want to dress like a Ralph Lauren ad campaign, you know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm tying it into a trend. That aesthetic, that 90s minimalistic aesthetic, Carolyn Bessette, Winona Ryder. I always bring these names up because to me, they are the queens of that era in terms of fashion. And that aesthetic for me has really trickled down, but we do still have the sprinkle of the glossy, shiny Paco Rabanne happening, which I'm very excited about. I definitely have noticed a shift in hardware. We are definitely moving towards the silver glossy era. I know I am a big gold lover, but that glossy silver hardware is coming back strong, like stronger than ever. Those Bottega earrings that everybody has, they are very, very, very prevalent, and that is really the aesthetic that I'm thinking in terms of, like, I'm transitioning that in to handbags. A print that I'm very down with for handbags, if we are going to do it, my personal favorite bag of the season is actually not that expensive. It's about 1,500 Canadian. It's a mini vanity by Celine, and that Celine logo print I'm still very, very, very down for this year. It's not that Fendi loud and obnoxious. I'm saying loud and obnoxious because that's how people have defined it. I do not personally think the Fendi logo is loud and obnoxious. I personally still love Fendi. It's a more toned down aesthetic just because I feel not as many people know the Celine monogram versus the Fendi one. I really, really, really love this kind of tonal monogram that's coming out with the contrast leather. I think it's really, really, really beautiful. In my opinion, a mini useless bag is always gonna be in just because that kitschy cute, but it's not as kitschy cute as I feel it was in the past. We're kind of streamlining down the aesthetic. So think Celine, think your tweed Chanel's, like a mini vanity and a tweed Chanel. Paco Rabanne is still going strong, or now they're called Rabanne. Alaya heart shapes, we are still very much into that classic handbag. And what I love so much, Ferragamo. Please, can we talk about their aesthetics? Because there are two bags in particular. If you want to do a useless mini, get this in black and gold. Do me a favor. This is the ultimate Fall 2023 mini aesthetic that you need in black. You need this bag. This screams, I feel like this is the definition of this fall's trend. Another thing that's gonna be really popular is a structured mock croc. Mock croc, for those of you who do not speak handbag lingo, is this. It's like an embossed fake croc. This leather and exactly this kind of this like glossy feel will be so important this year. I think this bag is a little too small to be considered on trend. I also think it's a little too gimmicky. We're thinking more like a business type attire. I'm thinking the shape of the 1995 reissue Prada work bag, that leather that's like that really shiny in a mock. Saint Laurent Sac de Jour, if you are going to pull that back out. I feel like on a vintage market right now is time to pick these up. These are not selling expensive at the moment. They had their heyday, and I think everybody kind of switched paths on those. And right now I think that would be a really nice bag. That is literally the shape that I'm thinking. So think a nice shoulder strap with a structured like square box, or east-west at best. You're not going north-south on your shape, you're going east-west. So think like a very slight east-west shoulder bag. The wide shoulder bags definitely. Mock croc is a bonus. I think it's such a clean, crisp, luxe aesthetic. It looks really expensive without necessarily needing to scream designer, which I really, really love. I'm also loving, if you want to go on the vintage market for that shape, I love the PS1 by Parenza. I think the shape has all the keys to come back, especially the era when it was really, really popular. I think Parenza and the PS1 could really, really make a strong comeback in the larger shape. I'm thinking Man Repeller days, where Kelly, if you guys don't know her, she works with me. I love her. We've been working together since like 2010, 2011, and we were both really, really obsessed with the PS1 by Parenza. I could see that on a vintage way coming back, and these are selling so cheap right now on the vintage market. They're like $300-400. They never actually stopped making it, fun fact, but I think you could get some really cool versions of the bag in that shape. Like, this video is a little bit all over the place because I feel like you get an entry into my brain when I do these videos, because I don't come out prepared with notes. I really kind of wing it, and I talk about all the stuff that I'm really passionate about. I hope it's not too Melissa brain chaotic. Aside from the very large bags this fall, everything else that you're seeing is very, very structured and very tailored looking. Let's talk big bag energy. Now, the big bag is back with a vengeance, but it's not just the big bag. It's the collapsible big bag. That like big bag that like it's massive. It has like a kind of a small shoulder. You don't want the drop to be more than like here, but when you put it down, it just kind of smushes. Think Celine 2012, those big totes that we all had, but we want north-south in size as opposed to east-west. East-west would be like a never full type of big tote. That's not what we want. We want like this. We want the Celine super soft leather that like looks really crisp when it's on the shoulder, but when you put it down, it just kind of like, that's what we're looking for in terms of totes. I would start looking again for old school Celines. That's what I'm actually on the market for right now. I had one of those totes. It was like a red, where I keep on buying red bags because I really want to love red bags, but it's not a thing for me. But that is really the shape we are looking at. Speaking of the color red, red and blue are the two really great colors of the season if you want to do a pop of color. I'm personally seeing everything in kind of black and camel for my personal wardrobe, maybe a little tinge of like army green because it's my favorite neutral. But if you are a color person and you love a good hit of color, I love the cobalts and the reds. Like those are the two colors that I really see for fall 2023. And what's great is that you can actually get, like if you go on the vintage market and you're looking for like a red Celine, you can get them for much better price than you would be getting a black Celine. So something to keep in mind though for resale price, because on this channel, we are all about wearing, appreciating, selling, and buying something new. There are still so many people out there who do not understand my mentality with bags, and I still get made fun of constantly. Every time I sell a bag, I get mean DMs being like, you just bought this like a year ago. Why are you selling it? That's just who I am. That's my motto with bags. Bags are not forever. They are meant to use as equity towards other bags. That's the way I choose to work with my bags. If you guys choose to keep them all and put more money towards new, that's all good. That's just not how I operate. Now we are going to talk about the Gucci Horsebit. I told you guys to buy that on the pre-love market last year. If you didn't pick it up, there are still some on the market right now that are kind of affordable, but just keep in mind, this is the saddle bag of 2023. If you did not buy that like Tom Ford era Horsebit and you are buying it now, you're gonna be spending like $4 grand on a bag that you could have spent $250 on 6-7 months ago on eBay. So just keep that in mind. It really is a trendy bag. I'm seeing a lot of the big influencers pulling it out and making it like their it bag of the fall. But just keep in mind, guys, these are bags that are very trendy. They are re-releases, and you guys know how I am. I'm all about vintage over re-release. So keep that in mind. If you do choose to buy it on the market now, new in stores, just keep in mind that the value of it within a few years is definitely going to decrease. So just keep that in mind for resale purposes. I just don't know how much longevity it'll have for the price point of the re-release. I'm here for Gucci. I think Gucci is definitely making a strong comeback. I love their ready-to-wear collection, how they came out a little bit more understated, not a little bit more. They came out with the Ideal capsule collection. I really love what they did for fall 2023. I think maybe that's gonna reposition them on the market, kind of toning it down a little bit. But Gucci is still not one of my favorite brands to be looking at for this year. Oversized clutches are still a thing. We love them for fall, that slouchy vibe, that slouchy aesthetic. We love the look, we love what it's about. It's just perfect for our wardrobe, so we love to find those. I honestly believe an oversized clutch will never go out of style. The Bottega oversized clutch, I recently sold mine and I'm kind of regretting it, to be honest, just because I feel like it's making such a strong comeback. I do have this bag by Sasha Exeter. It's a collaboration she did a while ago, and I just find it's so cute. This is definitely the look we're going for fall. Jacquemus did the mirrored rolled bag also that is very, very, very cute in terms of oversized clutches. I just love that aesthetic, and I really don't see this going away anytime soon, to be honest. And then we're gonna talk about the cutesy Paco Rabanne. The glossy, the crystals, the shiny, those bags are still very, very, very relevant. I have my 2 Paco Rabannes that I picked up last year, or now we're calling it Rabanne, I'm sorry. They changed the brand name on us. I gotta get used to saying Rabanne instead of Paco Rabanne. But that look, that crystally aesthetic is still very, very, very relevant going forward. So if you didn't pick up on the trend, because those bags are relatively affordable considering the designer name on it, the Issey Miyake as well, the pleated look, the clothes, the bag, anything collapsible Issey Miyake is killing it right now. So I think that that would be also really good to pick up. Let me know what you're loving for fall 2023, any handbag purchases that you're planning on doing. As per usual, don't forget to comment and subscribe if you're not already. Make sure to thumbs up this video, and I don't have anything else to say besides I love you so, so much, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys. Mwah.